Hello and welcome to this video that shows you some insight on how to use proper point of view when it comes to writing argument papers for academic writing. So there's a little bonus for the beginning for you. Notice that this student right here actually named their file argument paper final draft. That's a great idea because when you name your file just English assignment, you know how many times I get the wrong assignment because you know how many English assignments people have to do? So maybe just when you file your name. So that's this bonus. Okay, so when it comes to writing argument papers or persuasion papers in academia, the general rule of thumb is that you should use third person and not use first person and not use second person. Now, first person would be like I, me, my, mine. This often infers your personal belief because you're in an argument paper. You're trying to persuade using sound reasoning, sound logic, and sources, and you're quoting people and stuff like this. And there's ways you can quickly find and fix any issues that you have. But let me show you an example of using first person improperly and why it's not a good thing. So this is a MLA formatted argument paper, and it's about the risks of vaping. And all the information was eliminated as far as so you can't identify when or who did this. Okay, so if you look through, here's the introduction paragraph, solid. Okay, now right here, this last sentence right here. I believe there are many risks with vaping and much unknown information regarding these devices. Okay, so that is kind of like, why do they need I believe? Okay, because when you state something like I believe this, someone will say, well, that's good for you. You can believe that. I'm going to believe something else. Okay, I believe that golf balls should be painted green. Okay, it doesn't make it a great idea. But okay, so what happens? A way we can fix this, and a way we can search for this is if I'm looking for, let's say, I can go to the find feature up here, and if I type in, well, I'm just going to type in I. Now, if I just type in the letter I by itself, it's going to give me, all sorts of interesting things. But if I hit I space, then it's going to show me. Well, actually, I've highlighted it there already. So let's go back here. Boom, boom, boom. I space. Okay, so then it highlights. There, shows me there. I'm like, okay, do I have any other places in the paper where it has that? It does, but this is actually part of the word, so that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Alrighty, so I'm like, okay, so I got a problem here. I believe. All right, so I'm going to close this out. Now, how can I fix this? Okay, well, I don't know. Here's a crazy idea. What happens if we just get rid of the I believe? Instead of I believe there are many risks with vaping and much unknown information regarding these devices. Let's just change it to there are many risks with vaping and much unknown information regarding these devices. Same information, although now you're removing away the I believe, and it comes across as a lot more credible. It comes across as a statement. And the rest of the paper is going to back up this concept. This is actually kind of like the thesis statement, okay? We're going to back up that point. So there's that. Now, the second one I'm going to show you is super common, and that is using second person. That is you, like Y-O-U. You, your, yourself, whatever. Okay. So again, why is that something that shouldn't be done? When you're writing a academic paper, the goal is to present the information to any reader. Anyone should be able to read this and be able to take information from it. You're presenting an argument and giving information, okay? You don't necessarily know who's going to be reading your paper. Using you or second person speaks directly to that individual. And there are times when that's appropriate and there's times that it's not appropriate. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do a little search here for you, Y-O-U. Okay, now, sometimes, let's just kind of go through this. Okay, so I'm kind of looking down here. Okay, this implies there are harmful chemicals in these devices which are not healthy for you to ingest. Okay, well, that's true because you're talking to the reader, but I'm not going to ever ingest these. Okay, so I'm not even going to consider it. So a better way to put this would be person to ingest. Okay, so you're talking about something in general as opposed to you're not necessarily talking directly to the individual. You say, well, that's not really that bad. And it's like, well, it really wasn't. Okay. Now, you'll also note that sometimes you'll have you that will be in quotes when you're quoting something. Okay. For example, this is a quote. Okay. Um, right here. Can there be damage to your lungs? Okay. So that one's okay because you're yourself. When you're quoting somebody else, you're not using it. But here's this one here. Due to there not being enough information about vaping, you don't know what using these devices can lead to. Well, of course I don't know, or maybe I do know, okay, but don't assume necessarily that your reader understands that. Okay, how about change that to many don't know what using these devices can lead to. Okay, you're like, okay, that's still kind of splitting hairs, Professor Morgan. It is, okay. And also sometimes you'll notice it'll like do younger, okay. Obviously that's something we don't have to change. And if you want to go just keep going to the next one, you can actually just hit the little button down here and it'll go to the next one. Okay. Okay, so here's their conclusion. This is something that I see a lot that is common. As you can clearly see, okay? No, I don't clearly see. You've written a terrible paper. Don't tell me what I can see and what I can't see. You're not the boss of me. Okay. Actually, this is not a terrible paper. This is actually a pretty good paper. As you can clearly see, okay, don't tell the reader what they believe or what they don't believe. It can be very off-putting, okay? What happens if we just get rid of that? Since e-cigarettes are still new and not enough research, okay, it doesn't change the meaning. It actually makes it a stronger argument, okay? So that's how you can find and eliminate and fix first and second person, okay? That just helps your argument become even stronger and stuff like that. All right, so that's this video. And as a shameless plug, if you like these videos that I post, by the way, I am also an author. Yeah, so if you do the Amazon thing, you can find my books all sorts of different places, but I go by the author J. Lloyd Morgan. That's my author name because Jason Morgan is extremely common, but J. Lloyd Morgan is my author name. So anyway, if you like these videos, check out some of the stuff I've written. All sorts of stuff for all sorts of different folks. All right, thank you so much, and yeah, let's go do some writing. Yeah.